Hello, welcome to 2025. We're a couple days in at the time of this recording. This year I want to focus on building a plan for myself. Really dive into creating content. Creating content is something that's important to me, creating art, and try to figure out what my one thing is. If you haven't read the book One Thing, it's like the one thing, what is the one thing that you can focus on career-wise that'll get you to where you want to go, or like what industry or what like practice you want to do. For me, my goal is to do YouTube. That is my medium. That's how I want to create. Over the years, I've had this desire to start a YouTube channel, but I never really followed through, just thinking way too much and thinking that I have to read a lot more books, that I have to do more research to get to where I want to be. But it has to be back with action. And that's my goal for 2025, is to take more action and to really put myself out there and not worrying about more about creating content, not worrying about perfection, and just trying to be like myself and have that reflect in the videos that I'm creating as well. As I watch a good amount of Instagram, something I should dial back on, and I get stuck in this comparison trap of different content. Like I see people that are really creating like beautiful videos, and then not necessarily like interesting, but they like look cool, they have like a good message. But even then, when I scroll, like I see the same thing all the time. And I don't see a lot of like personality, or like I don't really see like the people. And like I follow a lot of people, but it's always like, here's a cool camera trick, here's a cool like way to do the color grading for a video. There's like the camera tricks and Photoshop tricks, and like that's like content that like it's useful. But, I feel like there's a need for more authenticity in the world, and like not being afraid of like messing up. Like a few years ago, during 2020 and 2021, me and my friend did a YouTube channel, Slim Jim Live, and it was sketch comedy, and the focus was creating a video every single week. Looking back, those videos weren't like super highly produced. We made do with what we had. I bought a $500 Sony ZV-1, and, we just went to work and we just used the audio straight from the camera, and that audio was good enough. Like that video was good enough. And then looking back, I did a lot of stuff with a green screen, and it was good enough. It's like what it needed to be. And, I feel like a lot of people get stuck in perfection and making it look super nice, making it look cinematic. I can't tell you how many people do like these vlog videos that are like super cinematic. Like they look cool, they look great, but there's no life. And that's when I looked back at those videos, they were still funny to me. They had authenticity, and I feel like something that's lacking in the world is that. And especially when a lot of companies, a lot of creators are using AI for their stuff, for their creations, for their art, for their videos. And I think that's good. I think AI is a great tool, especially like ChatGPT. I use that all the time. It's a great assistant. And if you're a solo creator, like myself, it's great to bounce some ideas off of AI and just kind of like think things through, maybe like strategize a little bit better. And I think it's a great tool, but I think people crave authenticity, and I feel like that's the most important thing going forward. Like my goal for 2025 is to take more action, and my goal for 2025 is to build a channel and to build a brand. And I already set up like a calendar. I have a wall calendar up on the wall, which you can see here. So this is my wall calendar for 2025. And, to be honest, I'm not really off to the best start. I'm not, like, we're already at day 7. Like, I've recorded a video, I have videos, but like I haven't posted anything yet. And, that's part of it too. Like I'm still trying to figure this stuff out, and taking action is something that's really paralyzing. And, I think too much, and we were on vacation last week, and getting back into the groove of things, like I feel like I should have planned things out better, and maybe taken like, this first week, let's just focus on getting back to the routine, getting back to normal. So it's a year of action, and I feel like, You know, a lot of people get paralyzed in thinking they need more information and stuff like that. Like, information's great. Like, at the same time, like, I've been trying to improve my design skills and my video skills, and also take this as not just, you know, yes, my goal is to work for myself and to be location independent and to be able to do what I want and create the kind of content I want, and, you know, simplify my process and just like focus on like ways I can get better. This goal for the year is I want to build consistency with my YouTube channel and, you know, enjoying the process along the way, and really focus on building, you know, what it is that I want to do. And, you know, if I have to change jobs in the future too, like, I want to have something to show for my work, and I want to build that portfolio at the same time. So, you know, that's what this year's about. It's about, you know, self-discovery. It's about taking action, and taking action is going to be the biggest thing. But also, you know, building this channel with like learning and making sure like my life is good, my life's in check, you know, my relationships are in check, building skill, building relationships. Like, yeah, it's gonna be a big year. And another thing too, you know, if you feel off track, like I feel like I'm already off track for the year, it's not a big deal. It's more important that we take steps each day, if we can. I've been reading this book called The Slight Edge. It talks about how we should be doing something every single day that builds us to our goals, whether that's being healthier, building a YouTube channel. Like, what's something every single day that we can do to build our success? In the book, Jeff Olson, he talks about there's a success curve and then there's like a failure curve. Now, we are doing something every single day that is either bringing us up or it's taking us down. For example, one impactful thing for me has been doing this thing called a 5-minute journal. You start with gratitude, and then, you know, what are you going to do for today? Have a daily affirmation, like starting your day with that, and then ending the day with like how your day went. You know, what did you learn? Like, that's something really important, and that's like an example of something that'll get you towards that success curve. It's important to kind of assess where we are, because, you know, we can be going one thing if I want to make videos, okay, like constantly like assessing, you know, am I going in the right direction, you know? If I make this video, okay, here's what I want to do, just do vlog style for a while, okay? And then playing around, see what works, what doesn't work. And that means like checking, like, okay, doubling down on what's working, following through on that, going in that direction, and then course correcting from there. And for me, for an example, is that like I'm trying to figure this YouTube stuff out and figuring my place on it. Like, is it going to be just like this style of stuff, which like a lot of people are doing now, or more cinematic videos? Like, I don't know for sure. I don't really know exactly what this is going to be in the next year, but assessing, doing something every day that's going to bring me to the goal that I want. And, you know, best case, you know, I can do this full time, and I can really perfect my craft even more and branch out to maybe other aspects of content creation and being an artist. Or, you know, worst case, I have something tangible. I have something I can look forward to. Doing this for myself, regardless of whether I'm successful or not. Like, setting those high goals, those extremely high goals, are important. Understanding that you can gain a lot from the act of doing it and the act of putting something out there every day. I want to be able to look from, I guess like the biggest goal is that I want to look a year from now and see a big difference in what I'm creating and really being proud of the work that I've put in. And that's something that when I look at like the sketch comedy that I was doing, like I did that for a year. Like, we set the goal, you know, every Wednesday we're going to create a video. And, you know, without fail, like, we had some very unproductive weekends, but we still got it done. The only time we would film would be on the weekends, and like really crunch and try to get like something out. And, you know, we created some crazy stuff, and like it's pretty wild to look at. And there's a lot of aspects that I want to bring to this channel too. I used a lot of work with green screen. Like, wasn't the best green screen, but, you know, it was fun. It was just, it had a lot of character, and I feel like that's something that's lacking when I look at YouTube videos. Like everything's like so polished. I like kind of like stuff that's pretty shitty and it doesn't look cool. It just looks like a little bit sloppy too. I like graphic design and stuff like that. Working for like a company or something is cool, but you know, you do have to be perfect. So it's nice to be able to create something and not have to worry about that, and like being okay with something being good enough. And you know, that's what this year's about too. It's about like taking action, focusing on being the best that I can be, creating something that's mine, that shows who I am and shows the kind of content I want to create, provide any lessons that I can along the way, and really bring something of value at the same time. And you know, the most important thing too is to just have fun with it. If you're struggling finding what it is that you want to do, just because you know it is getting closer to the second week, or the first full week of 2025, it's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to screw up along the way. It's okay to like miss days, but like ideally, you know, want to build something tangible, something consistent. And there's something you can do every single day that can get you to that. Like you don't have to post a video every single day. Some people do that, some people don't. I think it's good to post at least like weekly or bi-weekly if that's your goal, depending on how big your production is going to be. But I feel like, you know, it's good to just like, what is one thing that you can do? I recommend the 5-minute journal. It's just something that really gets your mindset. And that's really probably the biggest thing, because I think based on the calendar, I think it's Friday, January 9th, I think, is like the day. It's called Quitter's Day. And Quitter's Day is like when everyone kind of abandons their New Year's resolutions. And I think that's normal. It's normal to feel like you have to do so much stuff. Basically, you're transitioning from like, okay, here's life before, for some people that want to build like a health habit, for example. They want to be healthier. They start day one going from like before they were doing nothing, maybe related to health, not exercising, not eating healthily, and then they want to start doing it. So it takes time to make a change. It's not as simple as just doing something for like 30 days. You know, if it's something that you want to build, and that's like something that I want to build too, is having something that I can use not just for this year, but like beyond, to build like solid habits and build everyday confidence, like in myself, in my goals, and having a bias towards action rather than sitting by and watching a YouTube video, like, oh, how to build habits and stuff like that, but just focus on like doing it. That's really like the most important thing. So, you know, if you'd like to share your 2025 goals, please put those in the comments. I'd love to hear if you found this valuable, if you'd like to stick with this journey for 2025 and beyond. You could please subscribe or share. But yeah, you know, just be kind with yourself, constantly course correct, constantly do something that builds you toward that success curve. And, you know, let's make 2025 not just a great year, but a great launching point to future success, future opportunities. And, you know, let's do it.